The other day, I put out a tweet. I was out in Los Angeles, and everyone's there. A lot of power players in the industry are there. So naturally, you talk to some people that you only get to run into a couple of times a year. And the topics on everyone's mind were portal, NIL, conference realignment, the future playoff contract, the expanded playoff, all that stuff kind of in this rubber band ball of confusion. And it seems like things are coming that are very, very substantial in college football. So I put this tweet out the other day. I said, I'm very confident big changes are coming in college football. Multiple tipping points have been hit. I don't know when or how yet, but every powerful person seems aligned in their belief that something big is imminent. So who am I talking about? What am I talking about? Let me get to the what in a second. The who is presidents, coaches, absolutely, networks, network executives, advertising partners, commissioners, basically all the power players you need at the table are in alignment that what's happening right now is not sustainable, it's not workable, it's not acceptable. Now, you may think to yourself, well, that's always been the case, Josh. Nope, it hasn't. There have been pockets of those people. Coaches, most notably, have been pissed off for a long time about the current status because you got people who have never coached or played a day in their life who have built the world that they have to live in and exist in, and that's rubbed them the wrong way just like it would rub you the wrong way. But lately, what's happened is other parts of the game have become unsustainable. Let me just kick you a scenario. What if you're Verbo? What if you're a major ad partner like Discovery? I won't even limit it to a specific ad partner. But let's just say you're a major ad partner, and the Orange Bowl, or the Sugar Bowl, or the Cotton Bowl approaches you and wants you to enter into an extended naming rights agreement with that particular game. Sounds good, man. College football is on fire. And so you agree to a very lofty price point. And then the game is 63-3. How would you feel about that? Not too good, right? Well, unlike you and unlike me and unlike maybe someone in the Late Kick Live chat right now or maybe unlike someone in section 338, those voices resonate, and they resonate loudly, because when your ad partners don't like the product you're giving them in bowl season, that gets people's attention. When coaches that are powerful enough unite and speak up and say, yeah, this is untenable, this isn't going to work now, people listen. And when a lot of those voices also coincide with television network executives who say, hold on a second, you guys are pitching us on bidding on a new college football playoff tournament, but you can't even guarantee us what the structure of the sport's going to look like. You can't even guarantee us what your policies are going to be year to year, whether it comes to NIL or portal. No, we're not signing off on that. When all of those voices are aligned, then the power brokers realize it's probably time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. And if it means making concessions that we were previously unwilling to make, if it means broaching that E word, employment status, if it means revenue sharing, if it means doing it, what I'm telling you, based on the feedback I got last week in LA, is they're ready to do it. That was the battle that had to be fought behind the scenes, okay? First off, getting alignment with these people and getting them to agree on something is very hard. It's like herding cats. And somehow the kittens are all in a row right now. The next question is obviously, what's the timeline and what are the answers going to be? That right there, I think, is going to be answered a little bit quicker than maybe you would typically expect. Because in college sports, nothing's ever moved fast. It is a molasses in December snail's pace, normally, to get change in this sport. Here's the good news. The good news is that playoff contract I talked to you about is not 5 years away. It's 2 years away. Oh, and by the way, like you heard when I was talking with Klatt on the show over Christmas break, next year's playoff, while you have a 12-team format agreed upon, hasn't even been signed off on from a network perspective. We don't even know which networks are going to carry the games. For all I know, we're going to carry a semifinal game on our YouTube channel. No one's figured it out yet. So there's immediate pressure. And then 2 years down the road, there's nothing at all. There's not even a playoff period that's agreed upon from 2026 and beyond. And that's because a lot of people want answers. Basically, people want to know what's college football going to be, because this isn't a one-year thing. You don't just sign it like a lease agreement. When people are signing off on things of this magnitude, it's a 5-year deal, it's a 7-year deal, it's a 10-year deal, and no one's signing 9 or 10-figure contracts without knowing what's in the contract. It's not the craziest concept in the world. It's just that the numbers have gotten big enough and the timeline's gotten crunched enough to where action is going to be imminent. I think everything's on the table. Like I said, I think collective bargaining is on the table. I am not the one who's qualified, nor would I even try to get into the specifics of what and of when and of whomst. But I think there are a lot of ideas, and unlike years past, there is a motivation. There's the necessary motivation in the room to get things done. Now, the other person that I want to address is anyone watching the show or listening to the show right now who's like me. You're a traditionalist. You like the way things were just fine. You're kind of sort of turned off with the direction the sport has gone. I am going to suggest to you, go Wilson Phillips mode here. Hold on for one more day, or maybe 1 or 2 more years. It's like the lost lyrics of that song. The perception you have right now is college football has started to go down the slope, and once you get on a slippery slope, the nature of it is you never gain your footing again. What I actually think we may do is we may be right here, so we may have a little further to go down, but I think eventually there'll be a valley here, and I think when we get to whatever version of college football we're going to get to, in a sense, the final version, the finished version of college football, I actually think you're going to like it a lot more than you believe you will. I'm talking to myself as well. This isn't just blind guesswork. Some of the people in the room, some of the ideas in the room, for example, getting the NFL in the room, not to mirror the NFL necessarily, but getting the NFL in the room so that you can have proper cooperation, and also you can win the battles that you need to in a court of law, which is where this will be decided. I think that that's going to yield a lot more positive result than you may first think it would when you hear NFL alignment and courtroom with college football. So this is going to be a theme on this show. I assume we're going to talk about it a lot over the spring and summer months. I don't think you're going to have to wait long. You're going to see action on this front. You're going to see breaking news. You're going to see proposals. You're going to hear a lot of voices you may not normally hear at the college football table. And I would just say, give it a chance. Treat it like peace. Give it a chance. We'll see how things work out. I have more confidence now than I have in a long time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We'll bookmark that. I'm not done talking about it, but we'll just bookmark it for now.